Hey everybody! Welcome to our 4-day meal plan, meal prep academy. Completely free to you guys. This is something that I've struggled with for so long, and I feel like I actually finally have a grasp on what I'm doing and how I can stay a little bit more organized so that you're a little bit more in control of what you're eating, because that's one of the first steps to losing weight and getting healthy is being in control of what you're eating. So I wanted to today, so it's 4 days long, so each day there will be a live video doing different steps that I go through when I do my meal planning, my meal prepping. It does not take me 4 days, not at all. I did get that question. It does not take me 4 days to meal plan and meal prep. But this is just so that I'm not bombarding you with so much information all at once. So we can break it down and go through it, and I'll teach you guys how I go through everything each week. It changes every week for me. And I do my meal planning on the same day usually that I do my grocery shopping. And I also, if I have enough time, I will meal prep that day too. Yes, that's usually for Sundays for me. Sometimes it's Monday morning, depending on how long the grocery store takes on a Sunday and just what we have going on. So let's get started. If you guys didn't know this, I'm very organized, or at least I attempt to be. I'm a planner. I like actual physical planners. And so I use a planner for my life. It has everything with my business, my life, everything going on. So this comes with me everywhere. I actually got this one at Michael's right at the beginning of the year. It was only like $15. I did end up buying stickers in the beginning to try and be a little bit more organized with my dinners, because my dinners are what changed for me. So now, granted, they don't change every day, or they do change every day, but it's usually still 9 times out of 10 I only choose 2 things to prep for dinner for the week, sometimes 3. If I'm, if we have not as much going on or anything like that for the week. But just based on simplicity, it was just easier for me to start just choosing 2 major dinners, prepping them out, and then alternating them throughout the week. So that's honestly what I would do. So after I plan out my weeks, this whole middle section is all work stuff. At the bottoms, you guys can see, I would go through and do dinners. And I would just write down whatever I was having for dinner that week. I used to have cute stickers that said what's for dinner, but I ran out of those. So I haven't done that yet. I did do the rest of my planning already. I do that every Sunday night / Monday morning. But I just wanted to give you guys an idea. You don't necessarily have to put this in a planner for you. When I start out and when I do it and make my meal plan for the week, all I simply do is start out writing it on a piece of paper. I realize this is flipped for you guys, and I'm sorry. But I'm going to go through this right now with you guys so that you understand what I go through to meal plan. So just to give you an idea, I do 3 major meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and 2 snacks. That's what I plan for every day. Some people do 3 snacks. Some people only do 3 meals. I will tell you, it is, I found better for me that if I have 3 smaller meals and then 2 snacks instead of just huge meals all the time. Digestion is a big thing for me. If you guys didn't know, I do have Crohn's. So eating a lot all at once is way too hard and way too difficult to digest. Sorry. So this works the best for me, doing 3 major meals and 2 snacks. So I will go through and tell you guys what I do, but I can also give you alternates if it's something that you're not interested in. So for breakfast, actually this is awesome. I found this really good, they're called like egg muffins or something like that. So easy to meal prep, incredibly easy. So if you get like a dozen eggs, and I'll go through this with the recipes later on, but if you get a dozen eggs and you throw in some like veggies and stuff like that, you mix it all together, you pour it out into muffin tins and you bake them, you have enough muffin or egg muffins for the mornings for 6 days. So that's a big thing that I do a lot of times, is to do the egg muffin. So I'm going to put that down as my breakfast for the week. Egg muffins, and I'll usually add on like what veggies I want to put in it. So green peppers were good. I didn't like the mushrooms as much. They didn't taste as fantastic. So I'll probably just do green peppers, and then we'll do salsa on top after it's heated up. Oh, sorry if this shakes a little when I write on the table. And then snack number 1 for me is always my Shakeology. It's just a dense superfood shake that I drink every day. It helps me get protein, very nutritious, and it's a lot easier for me to digest. It also helps me to curb my cravings that I have a lot, especially of sugar. So that's always my snack number 1. A lot of times I will just make that with peanut butter and lactate milk or almond milk, and that will be my snack. That fills me up enough to make it all the way to lunch, sometimes later. Another alternative for you, if you are not doing Shakeology, is to just have veggies and hummus. So let's put that down as an alternative as well as a snack. I'm putting this out with you guys so that tomorrow when we do shopping lists and shopping trip ideas to make your shopping less, intensive, so that we're all on the same page when it comes to what we've been talking about all week. So lunch. Okay, I'm not the biggest salad fan in the whole entire world. It has nothing to do with my Crohn's. I like salads. I like them when they're made for me. I don't like making them at home all the time. But I do usually do the same thing for lunch all week. It's just easier, and it's less prepping constantly, and you just know what's happening. So what I like to do is ground beef with more peppers, and either a tortilla shell if you want to make it into a taco, or just to have some corn. Sometimes, taco shells get annoying and you can just mix it all up in a little bowl. So I'm going to put that down. So it's basically like deconstructed tacos is what I like to think of it as. But it's also really easy to meal prep because it's so easy to just make a whole bunch of ground beef and to sprinkle in the seasoning and everything, and then to just put it in the refrigerator and portion it out so that you have your lunches all prepped for the week, and you can just take it on the go with you. Or, I do work from home, but it's still, hectic around here half the time. So it's easier if I just know what I'm having to eat and I can just throw it in the microwave rather than spending the time trying to figure out what I'm having. I will say I do put salsa always on top of, I put salsa on like everything. Salsa on top. So we'll add that in as well. So on to snack number 2 for the week. I usually, again, we've had a lot of veggies already in the meal plan. So you got to throw in some fruits. So I will usually do 2 apples or, grapes, strawberries, anything like that. Strawberries are a little bit more difficult because it's harder to keep them all the way throughout a week without them going bad. So I usually choose like apples or grapes. Those are a little bit easier. And then with some almonds. You can also choose, instead of almonds, you can do almond butter or, anything like that if you would like something to dip it in instead. So we'll put, or almond butter. Okay, so now those 4 things, breakfast, snack 1, lunch, and snack 2, all stay the same throughout the entire week. So yes, if you need some variety in your life, switch out your snacks, do snack 2 first, snack 1 second. But this is just simplicity. When it comes to starting out and trying to do all of this, simplicity really is key because there's not as much room for error and there's not as much room for eating something you probably shouldn't be eating. So, moving on to dinners. If it's a really busy week, I like to choose dinners that are very easy to meal prep, in that I can just quickly put them in the oven and let them cook, because I have a lot going on. It's kind of hard to meal prep really big meals, even if it does help me throughout the week. So let's just say two of my favorite ones to meal prep that are the easiest are chicken and potatoes and veggies. So that's all one. So when you go to the grocery store, will get enough. Okay, so I usually do it meal prepping enough for 6 dinners, because we usually go out to eat once a week, and I do plan that in. So when I prep, I do 6 days of dinners. So I will get enough chicken, potatoes, and veggies specifically for 3 dinners. And I'll go over this more when I'm doing shopping lists and recipes tomorrow. But I'll just, put them all together on the same pan and put them into the oven. It really is that simple. And then that would be the cat eating plastic, because I don't know why she does that. So I'm sorry in advance. The second dinner that I like to do throughout the week, just because it's easy for me, is to do meatballs and sauce. So I'm going to put that down. So here's why. Meatballs usually take the longest. It's very easy to just throw pasta together, just to let the water boil and to cook, and it can be done within 15 minutes. Or you can even, meal prep pasta and have it all prepped out ready for you for the week. It's not my favorite thing to do. I'd rather just make it fresh, because it really doesn't take very long. But it is one thing that's very, very easy to just, throw in the oven, let the meatballs cook, and then have them portioned out for the week. Again, I will get enough stuff to make enough meatballs for 3 dinners for the entire week, and then just make them all out on Sunday. I will say I do homemade meatballs. If I get into a pinch, I will buy them from Wegmans in the frozen food section, but they're not my favorite, so I would rather just make them from scratch, because it's not that hard, and I will share a recipe with you guys. And since I've been diagnosed, one of the biggest things for me that I've been struggling with is pasta sauce. Tomatoes are very acidic, first of all, especially if they sit for a long time, like in jars and stuff like that. And most pasta sauces come with cheese in them. And I'm attempting very hard to go dairy-free. It's, a very big attempt, and it's something that's a little difficult for me. So on occasion, if we don't have a lot going on that day, I will make homemade sauce. If you guys would like, I can give you the recipe for the homemade sauce. It's really not that difficult to do. It's very easy. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes of prep, and then honestly an hour to 2 hours of simmering. And it really does taste amazing. But if I'm in a pinch, I will go out and buy Wegman sauce or something like that. They're one of the ones I have read the back of them. I can get certain ones without cheese in it, or, I can read a little bit more about what's in them and stuff like that. So those are your 2 dinners for the week. You can do your meatballs and sauce in a few different ways. Remember that when you do sauce, that does have vegetables in it. You can overeat on healthy food. So just remember, when you're planning things out, you don't have to, construct your plate the way that we've always been taught. It does not have to have pasta with meatballs, with sauce all over the place, and veggies on the side. And, keep it simple, keep it smaller. Watch your portion sizes. That's a big deal. But this is honestly how I start out, and this is what I do for the week. I sit down and I write down, meal planning exactly like this. I know it's backwards, I'm sorry. Meal planning just like this. So then after this, and this is what we'll do tomorrow, I'll draw a line at the bottom and I will create my shopping list from this, and that's what I take into the grocery store with me. I don't buy anything that's not on the shopping list. To the best of my abilities, I don't buy anything that's not on the shopping list, but I'm human and I still, like treats. But that's what I have for today. That is how I go through step-by-step meal planning. I will go so far as if we are going out to eat, which we do every week, once a week. If I'm really trying to work hard and, lose weight or get healthier, I will actually research where we're going, and I will have an idea in my head as to what I already want to get when we're there. So then there's not as much room for error, and I feel good because I'm planning out my cheat meal, and it's not something, there's no guilt associated with it. I've earned it, I've planned it out, and I'm excited about it. Just another little tidbit for you guys when it comes to cheat meals. But that's all I have for today. Tomorrow we will do shopping lists and recipes, and then we'll go from there. If you have any questions, please feel free to, post them below or give me, send me a message or anything like that. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.